As most of you probably know, there was an incident between Andy and a concert goer February 25th, I believe, when the Black Mass Tour went to Vancouver. And I don't know the specifics of what the guy was doing, but he pissed Andy off. And he pissed Andy off to a point that in my almost 4 years of being a fan, I haven't seen. I have never seen Andy that bad. And initially, my opinion on the whole thing was that Andy was childish for acting the way he did. And if you want to see the altercation, if you want to see what happened, just look it up. But basically what happened, Andy just kind of ranted a bit like he usually does. He threw the mic at the guy so that, he could talk. Well, he said nothing, and that's when Ashley basically jumped in and was like, get this guy out of here. But then the next thing I know, Andy jumped into the crowd to fight the guy. So I don't know what the guy did to piss him off as much as he did. But in my personal opinion now, after giving it more thought, I don't believe that it was this one guy that made Andy as mad as it did. It was not this one guy. Andy's never gotten that mad at one guy before. I feel like every ounce of hate Black Veil Brides has gotten, or Andy personally has gotten for being in Black Veil Brides, exploded in that one moment on that one guy. Because if you're familiar at all with Black Veil Brides, you would know that they're a pretty hated band. And they're really only hated for existing. I mean, and people want to say, oh, well, they suck, their music sucks. But, whatever, that's completely subjective. That depends on the person. And you're allowed to not like a certain band. You're allowed to not like someone's music that they make. That's completely fine. But my problem lies with the people that think they're so much better than them for really no reason. Because you don't like the music. I don't see how that makes you better than them, but they don't deserve the amount of hate they get. Because literally all they're doing is making music. That's what they love to do. That's their dream. And if you want to tear someone down for living their dreams, then you're just an awful person, honestly. I mean, you're not cool for trying to tear other people down. I'm not condoning fighting people just because of your anger over the hate you get, but I do understand it. I completely understand where Andy came from that night, was coming from that night. I do. Because as a fan for almost 4 years now, I'm pretty damn tired of it too. I'm just so tired of people thinking that it's okay to make fun of this band. I mean, I've seen so much hate online and in real life that I'm tired of it. And there was actually a point where I was ashamed to admit that I was a fan. I mean, not that, like, I would ever care if, you know, someone didn't like my shirt. You know, if they told me how much they didn't like the band, I'd be like, good for you. But it's just, when people are afraid to admit that they're a fan of a band, or a band member has to get so mad that they completely blow up and make irrational decisions, it's a problem. Like, and I'm not justifying Andy's behavior by saying that, by the way, just so that we're clear. But it just, they get so much hate for no reason. I can understand if they were bad people, but they're not. I mean, I haven't personally met them, but I mean, I've not really heard any bad stories about them. They seem like really sweet and caring guys, which makes it worse that they get so much hate. I mean, and I feel like if people would just take the time to listen to the music, they might like it. They might find a few songs that they like at least. I mean, they're talented guys. And it just, I think people just need to think about what they're putting out into the world. If you want to be a hateful person and a negative person all the time, then that's what your life's going to revolve around. Hate and negativity. But if you want to be a positive person, then you'll get that positivity back. I just think we all just need to be nicer. Just, if you don't like a band, ignore the band. You don't have to tell them how much you dislike them. You don't have to go to their shows to be a dick. Literally, no one's forcing you to do that. No one's even forcing you to listen to the music. Just be nicer. And I know that if anyone even watches this, I'm probably going to get some hate in the comments, but I'm past caring. I literally give no fucks anymore. I'm not going to be ashamed of my likes anymore. Not going to be ashamed of anything. Essentially, don't be a dick. That's it. That's all I got.